Here's our Napa starting grid for today's race. Jeff Green starts alongside Dale Earnhardt Jr., who's won every stock car race of Speed Week so far this year. In row 2, Robbie Gordon, Green's teammate, and Michael Waltrip, the 2001 champion. Ricky Rudd, his 26th try to win the 500, and Todd Bodine, his best start ever in this race. Sterling Marlin, the 94 and 95 winner, and Tony Stewart, the Winston Cup champ, in row 4. Row 5, Jeff Burton, the runner-up in 2000, and Jimmy Johnson, last year's pole sitter. Dale Jarrett, a 3-time winner of the 500, and John Andretti, who won here in July 95. Jeff Gordon, twice a winner of the 500, and Bill Elliott, also a 2-time champion of this race. Joe Nemechek and Elliott Sadler, the runner-up last year. Ward Burton, the defending race champion, and Mike Wallace. Row 10, rookie Jamie McMurray and Jeremy Mayfield. Row 11, Kenny Wallace and Bobby Labonte, the runner-up in 1998 here. Jimmy Spencer and Jack Sprague, the 3-time truck champion, in row 12. Ricky Craven and Mark Martin, the Winston Cup runner-up last year. Greg Biffle, a rookie, the defending Busch Series champ, and Ken Schrader, runner-up in 89. Row 15, Casey Mears, a rookie, and Kyle Petty, his 22nd 500. Kevin Harvick, who led a lot of last year's race, and Steve Park comes back after missing last year. Tony Raines out of the Busch Series, and Christian Fittipaldi, the Brazilian. Matt Kenseth, who won 5 races last year, and his teammate Kurt Busch, who won 3 of the last 5. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year, and his teammate Rusty Wallace in his 21st 500. Dave Blaney, the former World of Outlaws champ, and Johnny Benson. Terry Labonte, his 25th start in the 500, and Jerry Nadeau. Finally, Mike Skinner, who finished 4th in 1999. Those are the 43 cars that will start the 500. 43 cars, 500 miles, that's 200 laps. And because of the small fuel cell they're using this year, they can't go far on a tank of gas.
Yeah, they could almost run double that before, and so a lot of pit stops, a lot of green flag stops. Okay, DW, like I tell you before every race, reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Let's go racing, boys. Boogity, boogity, boogity!
Sitter Jeff Green kind of snookered Dale Jr. on the start.
Yeah, Dale Jr.'s car didn't seem to want to go. It really was lazy taking off there. I don't know if he wasn't ready or Green was just up on the wheel already.
Most racetracks, the lead that Jeff Green has right there would be good, but because that pack's behind him getting lined up, they're going to make a run on him down the backstretch.
He's what I'd call a sitting duck, because they're going to come right up there and get him, and he's going to look like he puts the brakes on when they get to him.
You're riding with Harvick. Mark Martin just ahead. They started tail end of the field along with Johnny Benson and Casey Mears because of backup cars. But at the front, they're not going to give Jeff Green this first lap.
No, sir, and you can see already that there's take no prisoners today. We're flat out racing. Teammates, all bets are off.
Michael Waltrip, he'll lead the first lap of the 2003 Winston Cup season.
They talk about teamwork and working together. There's none of that right now. Right now, it's just every man for himself.
And I wish you'd look in the back of this pack 3 wide. We're going to talk a lot about that. This racetrack's wide enough for 3 wide, but the problem is these cars bouncing around, running 185 miles an hour. A lot of trust when you run 3 wide.
It really is. The air off the cars, and then the wind itself just buffs the cars around, and they're so close together. If they get to bouncing, they bounce into each other, cause a huge wreck, particularly if it's at the front of the field.
190 miles an hour, closer together than the cars in the parking lot.
All 43 cars within 2.5 seconds of each other right now as we come to complete lap 2.
Bill Elliott way high, about 6th on the outside lane in that red Dodge.
And these drivers are up on the wheel, Mike, and these fans are up on their feet, and they will not sit down all day long. People wonder what makes this a great American race, why people are so excited about being here and watching it on television. Look at that.
10 cars deep, 3 cars wide, all in a big knot.
I'm going to tell you a guy making a move. Mike Skinner in the 4 car, the Kodak car, he had to start dead last. In 2.5 laps, he's up to the 24th position. He's moving up the middle.
I'd like to show you where he is, but I can't tell. He's somewhere in the middle of They're all in there. He's in there somewhere. Just trust us.
There he is.
There he is. Oh, boy.
Whatever position he was in last lap, he won't be there this lap.
Man, nobody will. Just look, and it's going to be this way, folks. They're going to drop the green flag, and they're going to race like this all day long.
Steve?
Teammates Sterling Marlin and Jamie McMurray in together. Right side tires for Sterling and a round of bite out. 2 tires as well for Jamie McMurray. McMurray is away.
Green flag, pit stops, more cars peel off from turn 4 as we come to complete lap 33. First of the contenders up front, Robbie Gordon is in this time, along with Todd Bodine, Ryan Newman, Kenny Strader, Mark Martin, Dale Jarrett.
And boy, Jeff Green in that 30 car, he is sliding those tires, and he gets a little bit sideways right in front of Christian Fittipaldi in the 33 car. You can come off the racetrack as hard as you want, but you have to be down to 55 miles an hour. He blew the right front tire out by sliding that tire.
Yeah.
Dick Berggren.
Well, Jeff Green is in. He got shuffled back early after starting this race on the pole. Outside tires rolling on that automobile. First can of fuel in for Green, and they're going to let him go with just 2 tires. Nope, they're going to change the left side tires. 4 tire change for Jeff Green.
These are green flag pit stops, but there is a speed limit on pit road. And now here comes most of the field except leader Michael Waltrip that have not yet been in.
The view from my flyer cam on pit road. I think the intentions on Jeff Green was to change 2 tires, but they were scared he flat spotted them, so they decided to change 4 at the last minute.
A lot of the leaders are in. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. Here's Matt.
A 2 tire change scheduled for Dale Earnhardt Jr. They're also going to pull about a half-inch piece of tape all the way across the front. You can see they're trying to get it there. A little tough. They got it to Steve. Matt, Jeff Gordon likes his race car. No adjustments to that 24 except 4 tires. Shane Church and Dave Smith changing tires. Service is done. His teammate Jimmy Johnson out just in front of him.
You know, I like Michael's strategy, Larry. Stay out, see what everybody does. Come down pit road all by yourself.
Which he's doing right now.
The leader, Michael Waltrip, comes onto pit road after leading the first 34 laps of the 500. Matt Kenseth becomes the new race leader. Dick Berggren.
Chris Crumley is going to change front tires for Michael Waltrip. He's from Tennessee. Greg Osborne is the rear tire changer. He's from New Hampshire. Gasman Jeff Opel from Michigan. And Brian Chase is the jackman. He's from York, Maine. 2 tire change. Michael is ever so anxious to get out of here. He's gone.
And what I like about his pit stop is all of his neighbors had already pitted. He had a clean shot into his pit box, a clean shot leaving. So we'll see how it shakes out.
Matt?
A track bar adjustment for the 21 and Ricky Rudd. They also worked on the fender because he felt like he had some damage on the racetrack, which was making his race car extremely tight, hard to handle.
Carol, the key for Michael is how quickly can he get back up to speed, and when he does, will he have a drafting partner?
See, I believe today's race is going to take on a whole different complexion than any 500 we've seen in quite some times. Run your own race, pit when you need to, come down pit road by yourself. I could see my brother or any of these guys, Dale Jr., any of them, sitting out there and leading the race all by themselves.
Matt Kenseth surrenders the lead to make his pit stop.
Uh-oh.
And a catch can
Uh-oh.
off Jeff Burton's car. That's the can that catches any overflow of fuel during the pit stop. And for leaving the pit with that attached to his car, he'll have to come in and make a penalty stop.
Yes, and we talk about that all the time. Mistakes on pit road. You just cannot have them. And right now it looks like Tony Stewart in the 20, Bill Elliott in the 9, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 cars. You see Jeff Burton come back to pit road for that penalty. They're going to inherit the lead with Michael Waltrip about 10 car lengths behind them. Matt.
Larry, Matt, we've seen probably more than most years in the past. Crew member changes up and down pit road. A new catch can man for Jeff Burton this year, Eric Slade. That could have been a very costly miscue by Slade, new to the 99 team.
They top him off and send him out. But when everybody's going 180 and you're idling down pit road, that's very costly.
And not only that, but these teams know they've got a lot of pressure on them today, Mike. They've got to make 10 pit stops today. And so I think they're just all kind of uptight and nervous.
There you see the catch can at the left rear. It catches the excess fuel coming out on the backstretch.
And it almost hit Burton's teammate, Greg Biffle.
Yeah, and when you leave the pit lane with any of the equipment that they use on the car, then you automatically have to come back for a penalty.
This is looking out about back of your leader right now, Tony Stewart in the 20 car. And again, he has Bill Elliott in the 9 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in tow. Michael Waltrip right now is about almost 2 seconds behind this trio.
You know, there was never any question in my mind that the small fuel cell would not separate the field here at Daytona. It didn't work that well at Talladega, but here it's such a different kind of race.
Since 1959, Tony Stewart has just become the 115th different driver to lead the Daytona 500. Elliott, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Michael Waltrip, Todd Bodine up to 5th after pit stops, Mark Martin and Mike Wallace. On pits, trouble
on the
turn
back.
4, a car spins to the infield. Bobby Labonte,
Caution is on
Winston Cup champ, and that'll put us under caution the first time today.
Well, he did a great job, though. You see that paved area back there, folks, that saved him from tearing his race car all to pieces.
Talk about saving. That saved Jeff Burton from going a lap down because he was just in front of the leaders, losing almost 2 seconds a lap.
One guy's bad luck, another guy's good luck.
And what you see on top of Bobby Labonte's car, that's one of the roof flaps. It has 2 roof flaps that deploy that help keeps the car on the ground when he spins out, something Jack Roush helped develop along with NASCAR.
Let's see what happened to the green car, Bobby Labonte.
Just coming off that corner, and what happened to him is the 48 goes by on the outside, and he's got another car stuffed right up behind him. He must have been a little too loose, just sucked him around.
So no contact there,
contact.
Just the movement of the air.
Come up off of turn 2 over there, the car's nice and free, loose. That car right up behind him, he's trying to stay low because Jimmy Johnson's going by on the outside. Around she goes, but I love that paved area back there. Saved his life. They'll all come to pit road. Got to. I mean, you know, you got 12 laps of fuel out of the car. Besides that, you don't have to come down there wide open and just plant spot your tires. Might just gas and go, Jeannie.
Well, that was the talk when he was coming in, but then Tony Stewart said, wait, I'm a little bit tight, so why don't we pick advantage of this? 2 left side tires and some fuel, and he's trying to get out of here with some traffic in the pits. Matt?
Rights on the last stop for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Laps this time. He's good to go.
Kevin Harvick has to back up to get out of his pit stall, and so does Jerry Nadeau. Close calls, close company down there.
There's one thing I figured out. If we're going to run small fuel cells, we got to make the pit boxes bigger. Now, these cats just cannot all get in here at one time.
I mean, everybody in the field pitted at one time, and most of them did change left side tires since they changed right side just a few laps ago.
Close call for Bill Elliott, number 9 on pit road.
I'm not so sure the 1 didn't hit him. I couldn't really tell if he got any damage on Bill's car or not. Well, it's actually the 7.
Jimmy Spencer.
No, that's the car I thought.
And then there comes Steve Park in the 1 car, and he did get into the right door.
I thought he did.
57 laps complete this time by, and look at this pack. Trouble off
Trouble,
turn
big
4.
trouble.
Newman slams the wall. Down pit road
man.
comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. The rear end ripped from the car as he slides down the asphalt, and when that car hit the grass of the tri-oval, Ryan Newman went upside down.
Come on, boy, get out.
A crash on pit road. Bobby Labonte has slammed into Ken Schrader as Schrader slid through the infield grass.
And the problem was Schrader was already wrecked. They come down pit road. I don't think Schrader could control his car.
Ryan's moving in the car. So he is moving around trying to get out.
Not a whole lot he can do hanging there like that. I mean, he's got to have help. Pretty big boy. He didn't want to.
Kenny Schrader's climbed out. Newman has signaled that he is okay. He is a strapping young fella.
Yes, he is.
Used to driving open-wheel sprint cars.
I mean, Darrell, this is a predicament trying to get unhooked out of that car upside down.
Well, you got seat belts, you got the Hans device. I mean, there's just so many things. You got to have help. Man, it ripped the rear end housing right out from under that race car. When it dug into that grass right there, it just started tearing the car apart.
Brian Newman, USAC Silver Crown champ and Purdue University engineering graduate. He's going to climb out of that car with help, and here Bobby Labonte and Ken Schrader.
I think Schrader was in the grass and he was going down through here, and I think his car must have gotten out of control, and Bobby Labonte was coming along and he just slid over in front of him.
All right, you're looking down at Labonte's crew, looking to see if they have so much damage that they can't get back into the race.
There you see Ryan Newman right there.
Oh, yeah, he waved to the crowd. All right, buddy.
What a ride.
Second caution flag of the day. Newman's car got tipped into the outside wall and then slid through the infield. And when it got to the grass, it got airborne.
Let's watch her here and see what happens. Oh, Kenny Schrader got out of control, got into him. Oh, that's what happened, Mike. His right rear tire came off. Car goes airborne, then when it hits the ground, it digs in and just rips it apart. Let me tell you, the way these cars are inside, he's like he's in a capsule in there. And so these cars, they've done such an incredibly good job with the safety and protecting the driver in these cars. Look at that thing lift up, Larry.
Just takes off like an airplane.
That's 3,400 pounds, folks, just lifting up in the air like a feather.
And the right rear wheel digs into the dirt and tears the whole rear end loose from the car.
Yeah, if the tire hadn't come off of the wheel, it probably wouldn't have turned over like that. But once the tire came off, and it dug in and flipped it.
Now, when Schrader's car was heading down pit road, he was basically a passenger because the front end of his car had been heavily damaged.
And I think that's what happened at the end of pit road. He just couldn't control his car.
Yeah, here they come. Here comes Schrader. You can see the whole right side. Well, back there, his right side's all torn. Of course, he got into the wall.
The best news, driver number 12, Ryan Newman, climbed out of that car unhurt.
Looking at Dale Jarrett's car. Wow. What a sight to see out your windshield. That kind of puts it in perspective.
Just coming off a 3 there, I know we were 3 wide, and I don't know if my car washed up or what, but I felt the car get light, and I washed up, and I don't know if it was Schrader or whoever next to me, and the way I hit him, it just kind of shot me towards the wall. I don't know what happened to the rest of them. I saw Schrader and Labonte in the infield care center there, and I told them, I said, I'm not really sure what happened, so if you guys are mad at me, let's go ahead and fight about it now. And, but, you know, they were really just concerned with me and their own health, and happy to come out of the Altel Dodge in one piece.
Yeah, a lot of drama as the car flipped and everyone was waiting for you to get out. Any loss of consciousness, or were you just plain stuck in the car?
I was stuck in the car. There was about a wad of sod about 6 or 8 inches thick and about 2 feet long that was actually in my lap, and I had my feet down in the back of the seat and then my head down up into the windshield, and I couldn't get turned, and I'm a pretty small guy myself, and I couldn't get turned to get out of the car itself, and they actually had to help pry me out of the car when I was there. So it was actually more painful getting out of the car than it was throughout the wreck.
Rain begins to fall here at the Daytona International Speedway. This storm system has been moving across Florida all morning. It was expected to come in here sometime this afternoon. Here are the various scenarios. Hopefully we can get this race completed during this afternoon, get the track dry, and get back to racing.
There is a continent where football is sacred, and nowhere else is all that.
It has just poured, the hardest I've ever seen it rain in Daytona Beach, but the rain has stopped, just like somebody threw a switch. The sky is brightening, and they're going to begin to dry the track right now.
Singing a song, nothing but blue sky.
Our post setter, Jeff Green, is sitting there talking on his cell phone. I guess he was calling home to see how he looked on television.
I want to get 2 tires a lot. Yeah. What do you think about the rain? You think 4 tires? Put it right around the water? I just think it's possible. You want to get 2 or less. Because you don't wait. Plus, we don't have enough. We don't need that much gas. Get in, get out. Then in the green, when you got to wait on the gas anyway, get 4. 110.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s crew on the run toward that lead car. How come, Matt?
The car will not fire, Jake. Whenever he ran a battery down there, Tony Uri Jr. is running down there. A number of crew members from the Bud guys are running down to see if they can help Dale Earnhardt Jr. A wrecker is making its way to the front of the grid.
Trying to give it a little push and bump start it there.
And I mean, we talk about this all the time, Darrell. You know, To win the Daytona 500, you got to have a good race car. You can't make any mistakes, but you know what? You got to have luck on your side too.
Yeah, and this is unfortunate. Looks like the battery's dead. Maybe he left something on when he got out of the car. Maybe he left something on.
CD player?
Yeah, maybe so.
Now, this is not the kind of bump drafting that you want to see.
Boy, and you know, when you've had such a perfect week, you're just waiting for the shoe to drop. You know, you just kind of walk around saying, man, what can go wrong? It's been too good.
All right, you know, to change the battery, it's not a big deal. It's located in front of the left rear tire. We're going to show you our animation right here. What you have to do, take left rear tire off. There's the battery right there. You take that little aluminum door off. This is a quick disconnect. You just slide it apart. It's a marine quick disconnect. Slide the old battery out, slide the new one in, connect it back up, slide the other one in, quick disconnect, put the door back on, put the tire on. I mean, you can do it in a matter of seconds if you have to.
Oh, yeah, we've done it and never lost a lap.
And the procedure that has been in place is that should a car require a push to restart on a red flag, that is legal, and he should not forfeit his position. Matt?
Go ahead, get up on the pace car.
Mike, the problem for Dale Earnhardt Jr. is simple. He forgot to turn on the main power switch. That's why it wouldn't fire.
In the garage, work resumes on Bobby Labonte's car, trying to get him back onto the speedway after being involved in a crash with Ryan Newman, Ken Schrader, and Ward Burton that has brought the race under its second caution of the day and the red flag. Now, that's just pit road that's open, that green flag. The race is not back under green, but pit road is open and virtually everyone will be there.
And again, I think you'll see a lot of people changing just 2 tires. You may see just some fuel only, just trying to get that track position.
I think there's some guys that like to say, man, I wish if I could get in front of that 8 car, maybe I could hold him off. And the only way they're going to do it is just their best opportunity.
Matt?
Well, the game plan for Dale Earnhardt Jr. is simple. They're on the 2-tire rotation. The last time they took on lefts, they're going to take on rights this time. His last stop, those 2 tires help him go from 3rd to 1st. To Steve.
Dick Jeff Gordon in his pit box. Crew Chief Robbie Loomis says, nice and easy, boys. Right side tires and gas. And Gordon is away right in front of Sterling Marlin.
A lot of congestion, but hardly any contact as cars come on and off pit road. If you beat a car off pit road, you are able to improve your position there. Otherwise, there's no passing under the caution flag. So this will jumble the field slightly among the 38 cars that are on the lead lap. 64 laps complete. We're getting ready to go back to racing in the Daytona 500. All right, Mr. Weather Channel, let's have a look. We've had a hard shower here that put us under the red flag for 1 hour and 8 minutes. And we're in the window, Larry.
I mean, here's Daytona Beach. Here's our weather moving this way. We just need to get this race started and get going.
We're going to begin lap 68, Darrell, with the green flag.
We're back to racing, folks. We're going to go boogity, boogity, boogity again.
I see the 2 cars on the inside. Christian Fittipaldi in the 33, John Andretti in the 43. They are a lap down. That's the reason you can start to the inside of the leaders.
This is a historical day. I've never got to do that twice in one day.
It's a 2 boogity day.
Now, the one thing this cooler weather has done, along with the clouds, it has cooled the track temperature down about 13 to 15 degrees from the start of the race. That just gives these cars more grip around the racetrack.
Make those old engines run better, too, and they'll sound louder, so we should.
We've boogitied twice. What haven't we done yet today?
Hey, let's strap those television down and
crank it up.
complete lap 69. Michael Waltrip ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr., but does Jr. have a problem? Matt.
Possible problem on the 8 car. He's reporting in, he's losing volts. It went from 10.8 now down to 10.
I mean, these cars have a charging system very similar to a passenger car alternator system or charging system. Maybe a 70-amp alternator in DW. The only thing you can do right here, especially while we're green flag racing, is start cutting some of the electrical things off, like the blower that cools the rear end. And unfortunately, DW need to cut that blower off to that helmet that cools you down.
Yeah, I know. I hate to hear that.
2 laps ago, Robbie Gordon up here on the outside was just ahead of his teammate Kevin Harvick. Gordon swung up the racetrack. Harvick got caught in the middle, and he got passed on both sides. Now he's ducking underneath his teammate Gordon, trying to get out in front of him so as not to be caught in that circumstance again. Dick Berggren, does Elliott Sadler have a problem?
Well, Elliott Sadler had a problem, Mike. He had one of those electrical boxes go bad on him when the race restarted. He switched boxes and said the car is okay now, but he's lost several positions as a result.
One of the things that happens, I believe, Mike, is the cars are hot. You pull them down here, they get wet. And all that moisture, the heat causes it, moisture to get up in the wiring systems and everything else. And they may fix themselves once the cars get hot again and dry all that out.
Just like we've seen before, single file the first 4 cars, then double and triple wide as they jockey for position back in the field.
And right now, Kevin Harvick in the 29, he has that teammate of Robbie Gordon in the 31 hooked up behind him along with another line of cars. But it just looks like that inside line, the one that's prevailing. It's the one that's moving.
And I know Robbie Gordon wants to, he wants to get up there. Kevin Harvick want to get up there. They think they can race these guys, but they can't get to them.
Robbie Gordon, 31, told me Thursday after winning the qualifying race, they came down here, tested in January. They didn't like anything they had. The Childress team went back, ripped the bodies off all the cars, completely redid them, and came down here for Speed Weeks with a whole different package.
Well, we made a big deal. We made a big deal out of, you know, the DEI cars and the Childress cars working together, sharing information, but I think that game might be over.
All right, the black flag is being displayed. It's for Sterling Marlin in the 40 car, and we're going to show you why here on a replay. We have out of bounds on the backstretch. This yellow line right here, that's out of bounds. You cannot go below that and advance your position, and there he's dipping below the line to pass that car there. Black flag, that could put him a lap down. Again, a mistake you can't make.
Well, the only thing that I don't like about that, Larry, is you can be forced under that. You get a run on a guy, you get down there, and he forces you below the yellow line. He can actually put you in a position where NASCAR has to bring in.
But since it's so hard to subjectively determine whether you drove down there or were pushed down there, NASCAR has said the line is the line no matter what.
And we saw yesterday in the Busch Series race, there were some guys dipped down there. What they did, they backed up a little bit and did not advance their position. NASCAR has no problem with them doing that.
Yeah, but if Marlin backed up, he'd be 40th.
Oh, he can't back up.
No.
I mean, look at all these cars behind him. How's he going to back up?
Dick Berggren.
Well, that was very much a topic of conversation in the drivers' meeting this morning, and Mike Kelton said that if anybody pushed another car below that yellow line, they are liable to get a black flag, or if you simply drive below the yellow line, you're liable to get a penalty. Either way, to Steve.
Sterling's trying to, see, he's got his hand out. The whole field's behind him.
And Darrell, you're exactly right. Sterling Marlin just radioed Lee McCall and said the car to my right took a hard left. I didn't have a choice. I had to come down.
Well, use it to your advantage. Come down pit road, top the thing up with fuel, and get back out there in a hurry.
And he's headed to pit road now. Remember, he can't make any more mistakes. Once he gets to that first white line, he has to be 55 miles an hour. You don't want another penalty.
Problem he's going to have is because we're just fresh off of a restart, all the field's going to be together, and he's going to be all by himself, Jeff.
Darrell, what I was watching right there, and we had a report, the 38 car of Elliott Sadler had an ignition problem. Remember, he got off of it, had to switch boxes. I believe he was slowed down on the back straightaway because of that, and Sterling was trying to avoid him when he went below the line. So I think when they look back at that, that could have been what caused him to do that.
Michael Waltrip and teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr., who have dominated these restrictor plate races at Daytona and Talladega, lead at 76 laps. 15 laps to halfway.
Look up on the outside there.
At that point, the race would become official if it has to be halted.
This is the first time we've seen cars go to the outside and make passes, and that's what we really need. And I think Kevin Harvick's going to pull them right on up there.
And there you see our fuel gauges. A while ago, we saw them full. Now you see them, they're getting down there. But, Darrell, I think the secret to that outside line right now is there's 4 good race cars up there. Kevin Harvick, who just went to the bottom and left his teammate at the top, Robbie Gordon, and the 2 Hendrick cars of Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon is up there as well.
Harvick looks awful good down that outside. I mean, down here last week in the Bud Shootout, Dale Jr. made all of his passes on the outside. This is what we need. Look at this. If we can go long green, look at Michael. He jumps over in front of Harvick. Now, see you, Dale Jr.
Kurt Busch makes it 3 wide as he tries to sneak through the middle.
Now let's see if Robbie Gordon, the 31, yeah, he's going to slide. Look, well, he looked like he was wanting to try to slide in that bottom groove.
Oh, business is picking up, Larry. Business is picking up.
Not for Dale Earnhardt Jr., though, Matt Yoakum.
DW, he says the car is starting to cut on and off. In fact, the last lap, he told his spotter, Ty Norris, to talk to Tony Stewart's spotter. Tell him that my car is starting to cut on and off. He's hitting me. I don't want him to spin me out. He is waving. He's going to pit. You can see his hand waving in the monitor. He's going to pit next time by. One of, if not the best car during speed weeks, may have lost his chance for a Daytona 500 victory.
Your battery needs to maintain a certain amount of voltage to fire those spark plugs. And Junior doesn't have enough fire.
And there's so many things about a race car. It always amazes me how they run 3.5 hours, 500 miles, and everything works. You know, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts on that sucker out there going 190 miles an hour. So it's pretty surprising when nothing goes wrong.
He does not pit. Junior stays out on the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean,
on Fox tracks, his speed, 176 miles an hour. A little bit off the pace, not badly off the pace, but that problem likely will not improve itself.
It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. But what he's trying to do is
losing a lap there, Tony, which I know you'll lose one, but I'm telling you, the weather's moving.
This is the dilemma. You know,
we'll be in last anyway in another lap, so let's just put a battery in.
That's Junior.
We're 12 laps from the halfway. What they're trying to do is nurse that thing to see if we can get to halfway. And this is a lot of things going on. You have the weather coming, your battery's going dead, and you're trying to make that decision. Do we come to pit road, do it now, or do we try to wait?
Now. The call is now.
Yeah, and they've caught Sterling. He's getting ready to go a lap down. I thought he might be the fly in the ointment here as Michael got to him. That Harvick might be able to get to the outside of Michael, but Michael's putting a block on him. But here goes Harvick up on the outside.
There you see the battery right there with the quick disconnect. They're going to try to get that battery in there without losing as much time as they can.
Now, Tony Stewart's the key. What's he going to do down the back?
Harvick outside, Waltrip inside. The left rear off, Matt.
Mike J. Guarneri going to work on the left rear. He's got the tire off. He's getting the battery out. They're going to change the battery. Now it's just a question of how much time he is going to lose, how fast they can get this battery changed. If they can still hold on, not lose enough time, so they can still try to keep their hopes for a win alive. As the pack goes by in the front stretch, Junior refires the car. Jay still working hard underneath the left rear fender well, losing so much valuable time.
We had a great battle for the lead, but Kevin Harvick lost his teammate. Robbie Gordon dropped way back, and that was the end of Harvick's charge up the outside.
But look how Sterling Marlin, who's fighting to stay on the lead lap, is pulling these guys around here. He's holding them off. He's got a fast car. We know that. He can be the guy that really makes a difference on who's going to lead this race.
So if a caution flag would come out right now, Marlin would get a free pass and come all the way around. If Michael Waltrip gets past him, Sterling is stuck a lap down.
And you know, he had enough momentum, Darrell, and he was fast enough. He's protecting the bottom. I think Michael may be content to ride there with him.
Well, they're not. Their lap times are good. They haven't slowed down any. And Sterling's really not affecting them one way or another. I just think that Michael might get in trouble by trying to get around him.
Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he just come off pit road. He's going to go 2 laps down, so he's going to be well more than 2 laps down.
1 minute and 7-second pit stop. Trying to come back up to speed.
And that car still sounds flat.
91 laps complete. 9 laps to halfway. Michael Waltrip leads the Daytona 500. One car smashing off the wall and sliding to a halt. Caution is out.
That's our pole sitter, Jeff Green, in the 30 car. Sterling Marlin gets his lap back, Darrell.
Yeah, he does.
And Jimmy Spencer is involved in the number 7 and slides to a halt right near the entrance to pit road. At lap 95, the 3rd caution flag of the day, there is Spencer's spent Dodge.
I tried, Brad Dog. I couldn't get outside of him. I tried to get outside of him.
Jeff Green is okay. You heard Spencer say he tried to get outside and could not to miss the crash.
This comes right on the heels of most of the teams fixing to come to pit road and make green flag pit stops.
So we're not going to get that long green again that I think some of the guys were hoping for.
Okay. Do you stop or do you wait out lap 100 and see if it sprinkles?
I know
You go send the guy over to the radar?
It's going to be a different guy in 1992, trust me.
In his book, Larry wrote about the guy who sent to the radar. He come back and said, everything's great, Larry. It's all green. Or no, he said everything's great, but then it started raining. He said it was all green.
Debris on
The wind has just picked up and the showers are on the way. Jeff Hammond.
Now we're going to find out who can sit on that hot stove, as they say, and sweat them bullets and get by with it. Michael Waltrip and several of these teams, they're going to have to stop here in the next 5 to 6 laps. It'll be real interesting to see how this little scenario plays out. Now, the one thing I find interesting is for somebody like Sterling Marlin, who's going to be at the very back of the pack, he can come and get 4 tires if he wanted to, and he could really make things interesting.
Leaders are in.
But, Jeff, if I am Sterling Marlin, I'm at the back of the pack, I'm going to wait till I get one to go, and I'm going to just see if this rain comes.
That's exactly right. I'd stayed out, Jeannie.
Well, Larry Mack, that's the conversation that was going on in the 20 pit, but they decided to gamble. Tony Stewart coming in, getting 2 right side tires and some fuel, and hoping that the gamble paid off. Dick?
Michael Waltrip taking 2 tires and a load of gas, and he's gone. To Steve.
Gas only for Jimmy Johnson. He's away. Right side tires on the 24 of Jeff Gordon.
Cars that did not pit include Todd Bodine and Ricky Craven. Look at those dark clouds coming.
I mean, the 40 car, he's been in the pit. He topped up with fuel. He's got some laps to play with. I believe right at this situation right here, I'd have stayed out.
The youngest of the 3 brothers from Chemung, New York, Todd Bodine, is the new leader of the Daytona 500. Jimmy Spencer walked from his car. He was okay after that crash. And we'll show it to you as it unfolds here.
Jimmy Spencer was trying to get around the outside as Jeff Green was spinning and just ran out of racetrack. Just wasn't enough racetrack up there to get by him, and he just clips him.
That's a tire failure.
Definitely sounded like a tire just blew on that thing right in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
Yeah. And Jeff Green is also out of his car and will take the mandatory ride to the infield care center. 96 laps complete. Do you pit or do you pray for rain? Well, most all of the cars that did not pit when the pits were first opened have pitted now as we're on 1 to go. Steve Burns.
With Chad Canals. Chad, tell us about your strategy, fuel only, and did you get enough fuel in the car?
Well, we got enough to get out ahead of these other guys. You know, we're just going to have to wait and see. I hope that the rain comes. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. You know, there's a big storm coming. Our car's really good. We've been trying to get out front all day. Now that we're there, if Jimmy can keep it there for, say, for the next 20 laps, the rain comes, we'll win the Daytona 500. If it goes more than 20, 25 laps, we're going to be in trouble. So we're just going to have to see what happens.
Last year, Johnson was a rookie. He won the pole for the 500 in one of Jeff Gordon's best cars from the year before, but he crashed out of the race early.
That's $1,300,000 gamble. I think it's worth it because you know it's going to rain. It's coming. You can feel it. You can see it. I think it was a smart call.
Yep, low clouds moving in over the speedway. Jimmy Spencer and Jeff Green were both checked at the infield care center and released. They are okay as we're going to get the restart to begin the 100th lap.
And I think we're getting ready to see what it would be like if it was 10 to go, because that's how these guys are going to race.
See Dale Earnhardt Jr. in an 8 car up there on the inside line. He's 2 laps down right now. See him building the speed here with the Fox tracks as they head off into turn 1. Just grabbed high gear, 145 miles an hour. With the restrictor plate under the carburetor, it takes about a lap to get up to full speed here.
See, Jimmy almost dropped to the inside, and then he looked back and saw Tony was hanging to the outside. He's going to have to do some mirror driving to keep these guys behind him now.
Chevy versus Chevy, Hendrick Motorsports versus Joe Gibbs Racing, and one car slices down to the inside, Michael Waltrip.
And I shouldn't say mirror driving. He should drive defensively to keep guys behind him.
Tony Stewart in the 20 car, he paid the price on that. He's going to go from second to about fifth.
Clear all around, buddy. Great job, Jimmy.
We got a smoker up there in turn 4.
That's the 4 car, Larry. I'm not sure what it is. It's possibly a tire.
Halfway. And now this race would be official if it fell victim to rain.
And look who's at the front. 48, right in the middle, right behind Michael is the 24 car.
Now, Darrell, what can they do to get those two teammates together? Right now, they're split by Michael Waltrip.
Well, what Gordon's going to try to do is get under Michael off of one of these corners, either off of 2 or off of 4, so he can get up there and get with his teammate.
Gordon pokes the nose down low. Michael Waltrip comes down to cover the spot. Single file. Might be a bit of oil from Mike Skinner's car.
On the bottom, it's you.
I don't think that was oil. I think it's tire rub like we've seen on some other restarts. And, buddy, let me tell you, the intensity is picking up at the front of the pack.
Jeff Gordon goes high. Jimmy Johnson moves up high to pick up his teammate in the draft, and then up high again.
He wants to help. He wants to help, but if he does, he'll lose the lead.
Help is on the way for Michael, though, Darrell. His teammate, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Here we go. Got a car with a problem going down toward turn 1 here.
Smoke and flame from that last car in line, Mike Skinner. Something broke.
We saw it smoke just a couple laps ago.
Yeah, it's something in the left front. Looks like it's locked up.
Right now, we still are green. No caution.
Boy, Michael's all over the back of the 48 car.
And here comes his teammate, Earnhardt Jr.
You know, that's help.
But he's not going to give him help, it don't look like, Darrell. He went to the outside. All he's worried about is getting those 2 laps back.
At the 15, you're clear all around.
If I was Jimmy Johnson, I wouldn't care if Dale Jr. did get in front of me. I'd just draft him.
All week long, Jimmy Johnson has been trying to figure out how to work the cars behind him to help his car move forward.
Now, the caution is out, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., they took the caution, so he won't be able to get this lap back. They had already taken the caution flag.
Well, that was a bummer. I mean, a few feet more and he'd have got one of those laps back. Or a few feet less.
Mike Skinner will try to make it back around. He will make it to pit road in the Morgan McClure Pontiac.
I don't know about y'all, but my heart rate has picked up considerably.
Everybody's pulse rate goes up. We're past halfway in the Daytona 500. 96 laps to go. If it does not rain, pace car is in. Jimmy Johnson, starting his sophomore season from El Cajon, California, leads them down for the restart.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 8 car, remember, 2 laps down after having that battery problem. He would love to clear Jimmy Johnson to take the lead of this race and get one of those laps back.
Well,
the caution come out.
See, right here, he's going to pull Michael by Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson's hung out to dry. Takes all those for Jimmy.
Yeah, because Kurt Busch in the 97, he's in second place right now. They're just going to keep drop kicking Jimmy Johnson to the back.
And Johnson had no choice. By the rules, he had to start in the outside lane.
And did you see the move Mark Martin made from the top to the bottom to hang on to his teammate Kurt Busch, Mark in the 6 car? He's looking a little racy here past half.
We're going to see what all these guys have got now. There's no holes barred now, baby. You let it all hang out. Let the rough side drag. Does it pay to have a teammate? You darn right it does, even when he's 2 laps down. Oh, trouble down here.
I think that's Ward Burton.
Rowdy goes right in front of all these cars. Everybody going to miss him.
Yes.
Oh, but he hits the outside wall hard again. Caution is out.
Oh, man.
What do you say, Darrell, all the time? Cautions.
Cautions breed cautions.
The defending champion of the Daytona 500, Ward Burton, driving for Bill Davis, crashes at lap 107.
And Dale Jr. gets a lap back.
Jimmy Johnson's crew chief, Chad Knaus, not happy. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. gains back 1 of the laps he's behind.
That's why you never give up. You know, you sit up there and you say, what the heck is he doing up there? Well, You never know what can happen.
And the good thing about it, no more cars than a lap down, Jeff. He's going to be able to come in, get 4 fresh tires, and go right back near the front again on the inside line.
Yes, he will. And the good thing about that, he's going to be in front of what's going to be happening behind Michael and the rest of these guys, because everybody realizes the race is going to be ended here very shortly if this weather looks like it does from off of turn 2. If it comes back in, this race will be over. So basically, we're seeing a 10 to go or a 12 to go type race right now unfolding. Everybody's pushing and shoving. This is the race right now for the Daytona 500.
The rain is starting to fall under our 5th caution.
They're going to red flag the race. The cars coming down pit road behind the pace cars. You watch helmet cam on Michael Waltrip.
And look at him. That's his leg right there. Look how he's all wadded up in there. You know, he's 6'5". I don't know how he gets that big body down inside that race car, but he does.
He's 6'5" with about 5 foot of legs.
And Ward Burton was not injured in that crash at turn 4. Went to the care center. They just quickly released him. Ward Burton is okay.
Hey, Michael, this is DW up in the tower. How you read, bud?
Good.
How you feel, bud?
I'm happy.
You happy?
Something's up. I've never heard Michael answer a question with one word before.
We're told that another car besides Dale Jr. is having electrical difficulties, and that's Robbie Gordon. And not sure if it's the same problem, the alternator not charging, or a different one.
Hey, yeah, what the deal was, Michael, he wanted to get out of there. They're going to put the car cover on. He had to get out of there.
So we're red flagged for rain for the second time today. There's a big band of showers on the back straightaway and over turn number 3. And I'll tell you, NASCAR fans are a hardy bunch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. The rain has persisted. It's going to continue through the night. The race has been called, and Michael Waltrip is a 2-time champion of the Daytona 500.
No, I tell you what, boy, I know it's just got to make him. Well, look at him. Let it rain. I know it's just got to make him. Well, look at him. Let it rain, baby. He's had a great speed weeks. And his second Daytona 500 win. And guess we've done 3 races from here, and he's won all 3 of them.
Kurt Busch finishes second. Jimmy Jupp, Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin.
Entire distance. We tried drying the track. We tried doing everything we could to get this race in the distance.
Yes.
Race has been called at this point.
And a kiss by Buffy. For 45 years, Michael, so many drivers have tried to win this race and never won it. You've won it twice. How special?
I can't believe it. I was telling Buffy, I heard that it hadn't been shortened since 1966. I said, they're due. It's got to be about time when we got shortened up again. So thankful for Dale Earnhardt. He made this place even more special to me, watching him over the years. And I know his heart, and he was about this place. And I know he's smiling now. And
he was about this place.
This place and he were one. And if you're gonna die, when it's time to die, you need to go somewhere where you feel so at ease and at peace and at home. And that describes Dale at Daytona. I'm just thankful for the opportunity he gave me. Thankful for Teresa, who's running DEI. Oh, all the guys, Slugger. I mean, it's amazing. It's just amazing that we put that car in the front, and then it started raining. And it's just, people don't know what, I mean, you just don't know what Daytona means. You can't know unless you've lived your life pursuing dreams that come true here. Thank God for the nice rain shower.
But the pass for the win. Michael Waltrip follows his teammate underneath Jimmy Johnson. And that was his winning moment.
And you know, I'm so happy for Michael Waltrip, because 2 years ago when he won this race, he really couldn't enjoy it, because just a few hours after taking that checkered flag, his best friend, his car owner, was pronounced dead. But you know what? they can enjoy it because, trust me, Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s enjoying this victory for these guys.
Well, there's a lot of people that Michael, I'm sure, would be glad saw him win this race, but the two people I think he wished most could have seen him was Dale Earnhardt and our dad.
33 drivers finished on the lead lap, and it's on to Rockingham.